Hi everybody, welcome back to Small Caliber Arms Review. I'm Richard, and today we're going to be taking a look at a Henry Golden Boy. This is one of the top of the line, I guess, one of the higher end lever action 22s anyways. Now Henry makes a whole slew of lever action rifles. They make some single shots, shotguns, all kind of stuff. But these are all top quality stuff. They're all made in America. American walnut stock on it. This has got a brasslite receiver on it, which is not, it's a brass alloy. It does have a brass barrel band on it and a brass butt plate along with brass screws and stuff. But it's a little tougher alloy than brass. This is a youth model. It's not mine, obviously. It's a loaner. This belongs to my daughter. I gave it to her for her 16th birthday. It's a 17-inch octagon barrel on it. It does have a rear buckhorn sight on it that is fully adjustable. It's got a brass bead front sight on it. It's a 17-inch octagon barrel, 33 3/4-inch overall length on it. It's got like a 13-inch length of pull, so it's kind of short for me, but I can shoot it. It's got a 1 16-inch twist on it. It holds 12 rounds of long rifle and 16 rounds of shorts, so it'll shoot shorts, longs, and long rifles. It weighs about 6 pounds is what they say. I didn't weigh it. I'm just going by what it says on their website. It's a tube-fed magazine on it, so you pull it out, you load it through the little slot on the underside of the barrel there, or the underside of the magazine tube. And we're going to go ahead and put 12 rounds of 22 long rifle in it, and then we'll stick some shorts in it and see how it does. All right, we're going to be shooting some Remington Golden bullets in it. They are 40 grain, 22 long rifle, 1,255 feet per second is what they claim. And like I said, we're going to put 12 rounds in there. And all you got to do is twist that tube a little bit, pull it up till your follower clears the opening there, and then just drop your 12 rounds into it. All right, there's the 12 rounds of 22 long rifle. Then just push your tube back in, get that little pin lined up, give it a little twist, and it's locked in there. All right, once you've got your rounds loaded in there and you got your eyes and your ears on, all you got to do is just pull the lever down, push it back up, and you've got one in the chamber. The only safety on this is going to be the half cock or quarter cock safety, they call it. So just pull it back a little bit till it clicks. And then I've got one in the chamber right now, but it will not fire because of the safety being on. Now that I've got one in there, I got to pull the hammer back. When you work the action on this, that's what actually sets the hammer and gets it ready to go. Now I've got one ready to go in there. I got a target here set up at 7, and I got one set up at 15. I'm going to give it a couple shots at the 7-yard center target real quick first. All right, there's 6 rounds right there. I've got a spent cartridge in the chamber right now. I'm gonna leave that right in there. I don't have to set the safety on it because it's not gonna fire, the hammer's not cocked, and it's a dead round in the chamber right now anyways. Let's take a look at that real quick. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's actually 2 of them in that same spot right there. That hole is quite a bit bigger than the other ones, which is not bad shooting offhand. Only at 7 yards, but I don't remember where we had this thing sighted in last. I have not shot this gun in probably 5 or 6 years anyways. But we're going to put it in the Caldwell Matrix next and we'll try one of these other targets up here and see how accurate it is with the long rifles in it. All right, I've got it in the Matrix, which sets me back about another 3 yards, so I'm about 9 yards right now, and I'm going to take the let's take the upper left-hand target, and we'll see what it can do. Now, the nice thing about this compared to the Rossi is I don't have that funky action lock on there. There was a few issues with that one, but this one, all I got to do is pull it down, and it's ready to go again. All right, there's 6 shots. I've got 2 of them outside, so the other 4 are right there in a nice tight little group. It's obviously not sighted in for this distance, but that's not bad at all. That's nice accuracy, nice tight little group. All right, while I got the Caldwell Matrix set up there, I'm gonna go ahead and put some Aguila Super Extra shorts in here. These are 29 grain. I'm not sure what the velocity is on them, but they're shorts. Now the Henry is supposed to hold 16 rounds of the shorts. Now I do remember when I first got this for my daughter, we were shooting shorts in it, and it's like the last round of the shorts seemed to want to tip up in the receiver piece of it. It was just the last round. All the rest of them seemed to function just fine in it. It's just like there wasn't anything holding the front of it, and it wanted to pop up a little bit. But we'll get the 16 rounds in here and take 8 shots at another target on the 7-yarder there, and then we will do some 15-yard shots with the other 8. I like 22 shorts. They are a lot of fun. They're not necessarily hearing safe, but they're not extremely loud. I'm still going to be using my hearing protection and, of course, my eye protection. And there's 16 rounds of shorts. All right, I've got my 16 rounds of shorts in there. I'm going to do the upper right-hand target. I'll take 8 shots at that and see how that does. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A little looser group on those and quite a bit higher, so they're not going to shoot the same as the long rifles. They're different velocities, they're different weight of bullet on there, so there's going to be a difference in where they impact. So get your sights adjusted to whatever ammo it is you're using, and that's not a terrible group for 8 shots. It'd have been nicer if they'd have been down there a little bit, but still, I'm looking at the group. Where it hits is totally me. How it hits is up to the rifle, I guess. All right, here we are up at the 15-yard target. I'm going to take some shots at the center target, again, with the other 8 22 shorts I got in there. We'll see how they do. All right, those shot a lot higher up there. I was aiming for the center right there, and I hit way up there with all 8 shots. Still in a decent sized little group. It's just very high. So like I said, you got to adjust the sights for the ammo that you're shooting. And other than that, that group is still not bad. Normally this would be 15 yards, 18 yards back there where the matrix is at. All right, I did not have any problems with that last round feeding in there. It didn't tip up on me or anything. Maybe it was just a fluke before. Maybe it's just because it's a little more broke into, or broke in, I guess, and it's functioning a little bit better. I'm gonna go ahead and let's just do 5 rounds of 22 long rifle at the 15 yards and see how that does. And then we'll just see if how it speed shoots, I guess, because this one is really smooth. It's a lot smoother than the Rossi. It's a good quality firearm. All right, 5 rounds, 18 yards. I can try for that center target again because I didn't hit it before. And I'm not going to adjust the sights at all. We'll see where it hits with the 22 long rifle. Like I said, it's a heavier bullet and a different velocity. It's also hard to see those impacts at 18 yards away when they're 0.22 inches or whatever they are. All right, all those did shoot a bit high again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, somewhere in there. I think it's the smaller holes. Even though it's the same diameter bullet, it made different size holes in it. But it didn't do too bad. It's still a decent group. I definitely need to adjust the sights. Maybe I'll try that again. Okay, that was definitely a whole lot better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One of them right dead center ring there. It's not so much that I had to adjust the sights as where I was, what I was picturing in my sight picture is what I adjusted, and put them right there. That's all I needed to do, but it does pretty good. All right, I'm going to put 12 more rounds of 22 long rifle in there, and we're just going to take some shots at the 7-yard target there and see how it does, and just kind of do them rapid fire and see how it functions. It functions well, I know that. Like I said, I've had it for a while, and it does a good job. My daughter's had it for a while. All right, I got the 12 rounds in there. Just push it in. You'll see that little bayonet lug on there. Just push it down in there and turn it, and it's locked in there. Then all you got to do is work the action. It's ready to go. That was it, 12 rounds. It cycles smoothly, it shoots great, and you're gonna have to excuse the lighting out here. It's a natural light, I've got no control over it. But we're gonna get this thing back to the bench, and I'll show you how it comes apart for cleaning. All right, now that we're done out on the range, you wanna get this thing cleaned up. First, remove your magazine tube, set that to the side, and then go ahead and make sure that everything is clear. There's nothing in there. Go ahead and work the action a couple times just to make sure nothing got hung up in there. You don't want to dry fire, it is a rim fire. But the next thing you're going to want to get, if you're just going to take it out and do a few shots with it, you know, not do an all-day shooting event or anything, probably just a bore snake and a little bit of solvent down the barrel, pull the bore snake through is about the most you'll really need. But if you want to get into it and really clean it up some more, you're going to need one tool, and it's going to be an essential one. You'll want to get a screwdriver with a hollow ground tip on it. Now, most of these ones that have the replaceable tips on it like this are usually hollow ground, and what that means is the taper of the tip kind of goes up like that to a flat point, where a normal screwdriver just kind of tapers at a steady angle the whole time. And you don't want to use that because they'll tend to cam out and slip on you, and you don't want to scratch up the finish on this. It's a nice highly polished brasslite, whatever it is finish. But the first thing you're going to need to do is take the buttstock off. All right, to take the buttstock off, there's two screws. There's one on the bottom and one on the top. Take the bottom one out first. It doesn't really matter, but take the bottom one out. Make sure your screwdriver fits in there properly, and go ahead and take the bottom one out, and it is a wood screw. So it's going to have some pretty coarse threads on it to grip into the wood there. Take that one out, set it off to the side, take your top one out, and this is where you want to make sure that you got the right screwdriver in there. You don't want one with too narrow of a tip because they'll tend to slip out easier. Now this is a machine screw, which is going to have some nice straight threads on it at the end of it. Set that one off to the side, and then just pull the buttstock right off of it. Now you've got 4 other screws here in the receiver. Same thing, you want to take those out and make sure you don't slip with them and scratch up the finish. Now these are a pretty short screw on there, and there's a S.C.A.R lock washer underneath there. And it doesn't matter which way it turns, they grip the same, but keep them together. Make sure you don't lose them. And then take and flip it over, and you've got 2 screws on the other side. And all 4 screws are identical, so it doesn't matter. You don't have to worry about keeping the same one in the same hole. They're all the same length. They've got the same lock washer on them. And once you've got those out, then you just take and pull the hammer back and take the upper part and pull it off of there. You might want to lift it up a little bit in the back. And it is a tight fit. There's some real tight tolerances, close tolerances on these guns, and they're quality made guns. So once you get the receiver off of there, the cover off of there anyways, there's your bolt in there, and it kind of lifted up a little bit on me. But pull your hammer back just a little bit, and then pull your bolt out of there. Now you can take it down farther than this. If you're gonna, I'm not gonna show that in a video, but if you want to, you can go on Henry's website and they'll show you how to remove all the pins, the different screws on there, and all the pieces that come out, and how to reassemble it. So now you've got it like this, go ahead and let your hammer go up. Let it go up slowly, or you can leave it back, either way, but you can get in there and clean everything up, spray a little solvent in there, get some Q-tips and stuff and wipe it out. And then take the bolt itself, and I keep my little Tupperware container there. You can put it down in there, spray it down with a lubricant, and get it all scrubbed up with a toothbrush or one of these little gun cleaning brushes right here. Clean everything up. Make sure there's no heavy grit or anything in there. Now, I cleaned this before I took it out on the range, and really, it's not dirty enough to really need a cleaning right now. I put frog lube on it, and it sticks on there pretty well, and it's in pretty good shape. Now, to reassemble it, all you got to do is take and move your hammer down, or your lever down just a little bit. Put your bolt back in there. Go ahead and close your lever, and that'll hold the bolt in position there. And then you can take your cover and slide it right back on there. It's not the easiest, but it's not terrible by any means. Like I said, it's really tight tolerances on there. And push it all the way up there. Make sure all your holes lined up. And then put your screws right back in it. It's a piece of cake to clean up, piece of cake to maintain. But like I said, if you're only going to do a few shots, it's probably just best to take a bore snake and run it through there. Put your screws and lock washers back in there. And carefully make sure they're not cross-threaded or anything when you put them in. You can turn them backwards a little bit first to make sure they click, and then turn it forward. Use a good quality screwdriver on it so it doesn't slip on you. And once you've got them to the snug position on there, you can give them just a little bit more, probably 1/4 to 1/8 of a turn. And that seats that lock washer in there. Flip it over, put your other 2 screws in there. Go ahead and slide your buttstock back on it. I recommend putting the machine screw in first because that's the one that's really critical to line up. And then get your wood screw started on the bottom side. Go ahead and function check it. And it's good to go. All right, like I said, with this one, I didn't do very much shooting, so it's not dirty, not very dirty at all. But what I like to do is just go ahead and take and open the action up. Take your little bit of Rem oil or whatever your favorite CLP is. Get it right down there in the chamber. Give it a little spray till it comes out of the other end there. And then take your bore snake and drop it down in there. Because you can't get a rod straight through there from the breech to the muzzle. So just pull that through when you get your the end of it out there. Just go ahead and pull it. And it takes a little bit of effort to get that through there because those brushes have got to scrub it up, and then the rest of the floss is coming through there and cleaning everything out. That's it pretty much. One run through there is usually good enough to do it, and it will leave just a little light coat of the oil behind it to keep the barrel protected and until you're ready to go shooting the next time. All right, guys, that was it. That was the Henry Golden Boy. This is the youth model. Like I said, this was a loaner from my daughter. Thank you. And it's a good quality gun. They say you get what you pay for, and they're a little on the spendy side, but you do get what you pay for. It's a good quality firearm. They're reliable, they're accurate, they're made in America, and they're really nice. They're heirlooms. You can pass them on down from generation to generation, and this one's my daughter's. It may go to my granddaughter later on, and hopefully keep on going for a few more generations. Thanks for watching Small Caliber Arms Review. If you could, hit this button up here to check out some of my other videos. Hit this button right here to subscribe if you haven't already. And thanks for taking a look at the Henry Golden Boy Youth with me.